And it is time for the next project to start. So I got most of the headwork done and also reinstalled the installed the new windows. So now I got all the electrical parts, so it's time to start with that project. But before we start with the electrical work, let me show you how the head looks at the moment. So going down here, you can see here is the new window seal. And also here is the head at the moment. Still needs some final touches, but it is getting there. So got connected the hoses for the faucet, and now I just need to get a hose for the drain so that I can plug that in. And after I get done with the electrical work, I can confirm that the wiring for the lights works, so I can then put all of those panels finally into place. And in the back cabin, here is also the new windows and new window seals. But let's look at the electrical stuff. So this is the place where I'm gonna put the new inverter. There's gonna be like the battery connector and bus bars and stuff like that. So as you can see, it's a total mess in here, so need to clean that up. I already installed last summer that fuse box in here for all the electronics at the back of the boat. So most likely need to adjust that a little bit so that I can fit everything. Need to plan a little bit on how to get everything to fit. And like, yeah, as you can see from here, like there is all kind of sketchy wiring in here, so it will be good to get rid of all of that mess and make it make sense. And underneath the stairs here I have the starter batteries. Both of these are gonna go away and I will replace them. You can easily see here the wiring mess as well. So it will be nice to get rid of all of that as well. So yeah, these will be replaced. These will be the starter batteries. And then let's look at the house bank. And underneath here I have the house bank, so 3 AGM batteries, and I will have 2 of these coming as a starter battery. So yeah, I need to rewire these as well and put like there will be a shunt coming there and get all the fuses and everything in there. So that will be all nice and done eventually as well. And this is how it looks under the cockpit panel. As you can see, it is a mess. Like, I don't know what is like a original installation and what the previous owners have been doing. Like some simple stuff, like here is the throttle cables. Here are the hydraulic hoses for the steering. But basically, yeah, beyond that, who knows what goes where. So it is definitely time to get it all sorted out. But next, let me show what is all this new stuff that is coming in. And here is all the new stuff that's coming in. I'm gonna start from here. We have a 2000 watt inverter. Then there is the Cerbo GX control center. Then we have the 7-inch screen for that. That will show me like the battery loads, charging status, all of that. Then we have fuse holders here. Then we have data cables for the Cerbo, because this is gonna connect to the inverter, the smart shunt, and the solar charger. Then we have some bus bars for positive and negative. We have the smart shunt here. Then we have the main battery switches, and then also the Cyrix-ct, which is a battery combiner, so that goes between the starter and the house banks, and when the starter batteries are full, it will allow the house bank to be charged. Then there is a lot of wire terminals. Then under here we have all the cables, so it's 50 square millimeters, 35 square millimeters and 16 square millimeter cables. And then we have the new starter batteries, which are the Victron AGM 90 amp hour 12 volt batteries. So a lot of stuff to install, but before I can do that, I need to tear down all the old stuff, so I will get back when I'm done with that. Right, I got most of the old wires out for the moment. Still gonna be more there that I need to cut away, but let's start from somewhere. So the house bank is gonna be the first one that I'm gonna wire, because that's gonna be the easier one. So just need to cut first some wires to length to connect the batteries together, and then can move on from there. And I highly recommend that if you ever need to cut any wires bigger than like these small ones, get a proper wire cutter. And if you are wondering why I don't have black and red cables, it's because they didn't have any reds, so my red will be now blue. So let's get on with these, cut these wires, and then we can start to connect them, do the wire, these clamps, whatever it is called in English, and get them installed on the batteries. Right, now that I have all these cables ready, I can put the end pieces there. So I have some cable cover. Need to cut these in length and then put these end pieces, and with these it's always good to have a proper tool to be able to get the job done. So let's get on with that. Right, that's the first cable done. Just need to heat the covers to shrink wrap it, and I will continue with the rest and install this and then show you how the house side batteries are looking. It's not so sunny today, really windy and raining, but I'm still working here on the electrical stuff, and I'm getting to that point that I'm gonna leave it now for the summer and then continue after the season is over, because it's such a mess with all the old wiring. So let's go and check out how it looks at the moment. So here is currently how the closet looks, and where is the main distribution. So I have the inverter connected there. In here I have the, sorry about the light, hopefully you can see something in here. So here I have the positive bus bar, behind there is the negative bus bar, and then all of this mess is still here. And there is the solar charger. So yeah, it will take some time to sort all of these old wires and clean everything up, but at least it's working. So let's check the next starter batteries. So here are the starter batteries now. All nice and wired. There is still some old wires there that I need to remove. So I have two of these 12-volt batteries, and from here it goes to the battery combiner. So this wire goes to the house bank. So when the engine has charged, the starter battery is full, it will then use this connection and start to charge the house bank. So let's check the house bank wiring next. So here is the house bank now, all new, wired with the same AGM batteries as the starter bank. And on this side you can see there is the fuse box, and also this is the wire that comes from the battery combiner, and then I have the solar charger here as well. So a bit neater connection than what it was before. And then let's go and look at the real mess at the front. And here is the under the console, the wiring mess. It's gonna take a lot to get all of that sorted out, because I need to take everything off from here to get access to the wires. But here on the left side, this is all the new wiring that I did. There is the Victron Cerbo GX and the front side fuse panel. So at least this part of the wiring in here makes some sense. And while I have the engine covers off, I will also show the engine room. So here is the Volvo Penta TM8040B engine. So it's a 6-cylinder straight diesel. And there is the hot water tank, and the fuel tank is behind there, if you can maybe see. And if I span it on this way, there is another fuel tank. And if I span it on here, here is also the diesel heater that heats up the central fluid for the radiators. And then the pump is there. Maybe you can see it, maybe you cannot. It's also one thing that I need to do is install lights to the engine room, so it's easier to service and do all the necessary stuff that I need to do there. So that was it now for the electrical work for this summer, and I will continue that after the season is over. And now I hopefully can start to enjoy the boating, and hopefully the weather will get better, because at the moment it is not nice. So I will see you on the next one.